I'm Dylan Hugel, and this is my literacy narrative. I come from a moderate background. I'm a white Christian male from a middle-class family, and throughout my life, my family's been able to sustain itself. We've never had a lot, but we've had enough to make it through everything we need. Thankfully, due to my social identities, I've been able to learn, read, and write in an environment that would allow me to thrive. At least I've tried. Even though I've had my constraints to my learning as a social identity, I've still had my own struggles. Unfortunately, I have dyslexia. It's a learning disability that restricts my reading ability and writing. It's still something that I struggle with even today. I see words as different ones, and I experience it especially when I'm reading aloud. Throughout elementary school, I had a difficult time due to my learning disability. I would try my best to read something, but I would not be able to interpret and understand unless I read it at a very slow pace and multiple times. Due to this, I hated reading, despised it. I can remember a time back in first grade or second grade, I'm not sure which one it was, I had a reading buddy who was a few grades higher than me. The point of the reading buddy was to help those of us in a lower grade learn to read. And most of them were pretty successful, except for mine, of course. At this point, I didn't realize that I had this disability. So my buddy would try and teach me to read and write and help me, but I still had a great struggle. My mom, unlike me, is a very strong reader. She can read a book that is over 700 pages in just a few days, and that's something that's always blown my mind. I've tried to read like my mom and learn to like reading and become faster at it, but no matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't pick it up and continue to hate reading. My mom would always help me whenever I had something to do involving reading. She would take the time to read aloud to me because she knew I would get more out of it that way than reading it just by myself. It wasn't until high school that I realized I had this learning disability. I had always thought it was just due to because I was a slow reader. But it was due to one of my best friends, Tim Anderson, that I discovered I had it. He too was dyslexic and told me what it was. And then I realized I was exactly the same way. Coincidentally, Tim is also an insomniac just like me. In high school, my hardest subject was English due to my disability. And after I discovered it, I tried my best to overcome it. One of the things that's really helped me the most has been typing things on the computer, such as my papers. For some reason, typing on the computer comes easier to me than writing it on paper by hand. I think this is due to I can type it up and look at it multiple times without having to erase every 2 seconds.